Good morning, cadets. We are going to study the second part of the Comet 1. And today we are going to study about the discussion which has taken place about the discovery of the comet and the disturbance it has created, as it was found that the comet was going to collide with the planet of the Earth. So, who has discovered this comet? It's a Dattada who has discovered this comet. And here, a British scientist writes a paper based on Dattada's discovery. So, who is this British scientist? His name is James. What is his name? Name is James. So, Dr. James Fawcett. So, Dr. James Fawcett, he is the scientist who has written a research paper based on Dattada's discovery. What did Manoj Datta discover? Manoj Datta discovered a comet. He and the defense science advisor have a tete-a-tete over an impending calamity. The calamity, what was the calamity here? What was the disaster here? The disaster was that this comet was going to collide with the Earth. And as a result, it would have catastrophic implications. As a result, the Earth would have been destroyed. So they had a private meeting over an impending calamity, the one which was unavoidable, which was going to take place soon. A conference of international experts might yield a clue to the cosmic puzzle. So, this puzzling thing, very perplexing thing, a cosmic puzzle, probably a conference of international experts, they might provide a clue to this puzzle. Now, let's go to this story now here of the second part of the Comet 1. In the spacious dining hall of King's College, Cambridge, the butler whispered deferentially in the provost's ear and handed him an envelope on a silver tray. How was the dining hall of King's College? Very spacious, very big. The butler, now here, the butler, the servant, whispered, so he has come very close to provost. And what did he do? He has respectfully, deference. Deference means respect, regard. And respectfully, he has conveyed something to provost, the head of the university, the head of the college here, and handed him an envelope on a silver tray. So the envelope was given to him. The provost beckoned James. So he has called James, he has gestured with the help of his hand, and he has called him and passed on the envelope saying, it seems you are wanted urgently in your room. So you are wanted very urgently. After passing on the envelope, he says, you are very much required. As he made his way towards the beautiful building, James opened the envelope. It contained a brief note. And who is James? So, James is a scientist, a British scientist who has written a research paper based on the discovery of the comet by Dattada. So here the British scientist is James Fawcett. Okay, Dr. James Fawcett. Now the envelope is passed on to James Fawcett, by whom it is given to him by the head of the college, by the provost. The bearer of this note has been instructed to bring you to my office in London tonight. So the one who is carrying this is supposed to bring you to my office in London tonight. Now here, who is writing this? So it is written by John Macpherson. And what is John Macpherson? Is a defense science advisor, Her Majesty's government. So Her Majesty, it is referring to Queen. So Queen's government. Now Queen of England. So the bearer of this note who is carrying this envelope is supposed to bring you to my office, which is in London tonight. Today, tonight. And tonight it's a one word. The way we write today, similarly we are supposed to write tonight. Please come without delay. I am making arrangements for your overnight stay in London. So you are supposed to come to London and I am making overnight stay of yours in London. I regret the inconvenience caused to you and request you to keep your visit strictly confidential. So it is going to be very secret meeting. The one who has written this note, Defense Science Advisor, says, I regret, I'm very sorry for the inconvenience because you have to come to the office. Believe me, it is absolutely essential. So it is very essential, it is very important, it is very much needed, and that is the reason why you have been asked to come to London. And whose office it is? It is Office of Defense Science Advisor and is a science advisor, defense science advisor to the government of England. Her Majesty's government, Her Majesty, it is referring to the Queen of England. So who is John Macpherson? John Macpherson is Defense Science Advisor. Who is Dr. James Fawcett? Dr. James Fawcett is a British scientist who has written a research paper on the discovery of the comet by Manoj Datta. And who is Manoj Datta? He is amateur astronomer and he has been able to discover the comet. So he has been able to discover the comet. A bowler hatted man near the mantelpiece greeted him as James entered his sitting room. So, who has entered? Now, James has entered the sitting room, and after entering the sitting room, there a bowler hatted man near the mantelpiece, near the shelf, no, near the fireplace. So, there was a shelf there. So, near that fireplace, he has greeted him. I'm Johnson, sir, security officer at Whitehall. So, who is he? He is Johnson. Yes, he is Johnson, and he says that he is security officer at Whitehall. He showed his identity card and continued, I presume you know why I am here, sir. So, these countries they have come together and they have been discussing about the catastrophic consequences of this comet. What is going to happen? The world is going to be destroyed. The earth is going to be destroyed because the comet is going to collide with the planet Earth. And this is what is written in this research paper by the British scientist. And this British scientist, he has been called here in London in the office. of Defense Science Advisor. He showed his identity card and continued, I presume you know why I'm here, sir? To the extent that is conveyed in this note, replied James. So James, so he replies that this is what is conveyed in this note. He knew that it would be useless to ask Johnson for further details. I won't take long. Now, who is Johnson here? Johnson is security officer at Whitehall. So Johnson's Ford Cortina, that's car that brought them to Whitehall in less than 90 minutes. It took them another 10 minutes to reach the chambers of Sir John Macpherson. So who is Sir John Macpherson? Sir John Macpherson is Defense Science Advisor to the Queen's government. So to the England government, yes, to the British government, Sir John Macpherson is Defense Science Advisor. Having introduced James to Sir John, and who is James? James is the British scientist. So he has been introduced to Sir John. The quiet but efficient Johnson slipped out. So this security officer who has brought this British scientist, then his task was just to bring him to where? To the office. So he brings him to the office, and then Sir John says, what does he say? Dr. Fawcett, my apologies for this imposition on your time. So you have been forced. So I'm very sorry for this. So John advanced with outstretched hands. So what he has done? He wants to shake hand with him, and he has just advanced. He has moved forward to yes to shake hands with him. To avoid any further delay, I'll come to the point right away. So John handed him a typescript. So what has happened? Sir John, who is a defense science advisor, he gives him the typescript which he had given him to the and he wanted it to be published in the magazine. So what is the name of the magazine? Nature. Why? It is my paper to Nature. So it was research paper written by this British scientist. Yes, Dr. James Fawcett. How did you get this original manuscript? James was surprised and somewhat uneasy. So somehow he was uncomfortable because the research paper which he had sent to the Science magazine, rather than getting it published in Science magazine, it was in the hands of Defense Science Advisor of the British government. And he has been now invited by Science, yes, Defense Science Advisor. Sir John saw his anxiety and continued. So Sir John, he saw that he was a bit worried because he had sent the yes, he had sent the research paper to get it published in the magazine. But what has happened? So he found it in somebody else's hand and in the hands of the advisor to the government. Taylor, the editor of Nature. So here is the editor of Nature, Taylor, is a friend of mine. So here he says, Sir John says that the editor of the magazine Nature is my friend. I'd asked Nature to publish it without delay since it is very important. And James says that I'd asked Nature to publish it without delay because it is very, very important. It's a very essential. And the discovery which is made of the comet, it is going to have disastrous consequences. And that's the reason why it is very, very important. James looked puzzled. He was perplexed. He was a bit worried. He was a bit anxious. And he was confused. I agree that it is important. So James appeared to be very much confused. Now, if it gets published, then what? That is a question. I agree that it is important, so important, in fact, that it must never be published. That is, if what you say is correct. If you say that comet is going to collide with the Earth, then there'll be a panic in the world. There'll be a great fear that will spread among the people, and because of that panic, there may be the cases where people might die of heart attack. So John lit his pipe. So he started smoking there. So he lighted his pipe, cigar. James would never have tolerated aspersions. So these kind of remarks and harsh remarks on the accuracy of his work. So here, if that is very important fact, then it should never be published because it would, you know, bring about disastrous consequences. There'll be a panic and people will be scared because we don't know whether it's going to get collided or the implied order that it must be suppressed. So James would never have tolerated aspersions. So Dr. James Fawcett, the British scientist, would never have tolerated these kind of harsh remarks that were made on the accuracy of his work, whatever the calculations that he had made, that he had come out with the calculation, and he had come out with a prediction that it was going to collide with the earth. But he knew Sir John to be a respected scientist and was willing to hear him out. So Sir John, yes, he was a respected scientist. He was also a scientist and he was willing to hear him out. Please do not misunderstand me, Dr. Fawcett. Because yes, you see, Sir John is also a scientist. But what is the difference? He is the advisor. He is a defense science advisor to the government. Please do not misunderstand me, Dr. Fawcett. So, Dr. James Fawcett, and he is the British scientist who had sent his research paper to the magazine. I met Taylor today at lunch in the club where he showed me your paper. I still retain enough interest in astronomy. So I got a lot of interest in astronomy. And he asked for my opinion before sending it to a professional referee. So before getting it published, before sending it to some other, yes, scientist, he asked my opinion. I immediately realized that your result has profound implications. So the consequences, the implications are going to be very, very deep. But if it is correct, if your calculations are correct, then it is going to have catastrophic effects. How? Because if the comet collides with the earth, what is going to happen? If it collides with the earth, naturally, yes, what will happen? The whole earth will get destroyed, the world will be destroyed, and as a result of that, the human life which is there on this earth, that will also become extinct as a result of the catastrophic effects of the comet. And you remember Indrani Devi, what does she say? See, she doesn't want her husband to discover the comet because the comets bring ill luck. Though it's a superstitious belief here, now the scientists, after doing the calculations, Dr. James Fawcett has predicted that the comet which has been discovered by the Tada, who was a mature astronomer, was not really a scientist or astronomer, but a mature astronomer who had the hobby of stargazing, and that was his pastime. And he was spending, long nights studying the stars. But his ambition was to discover a new comet, and he was able to discover this new comet. He had bought a good telescope after his retirement, and he was spending his free time studying the stars. And now what he had done, he was able to discover the comet. And now here the discussion is going on between two scientists. And Sir John's, yes, here he says, what does he say? That whatever James has written in the paper, if that is going to be true, then yes, they have to undertake some measures by which the life on the earth would be quite safe. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.